Welcome back, Crusaders, to episode 140 of Crusade with me. Today we draw the line, tighten the straps on the armor, and step once more onto the battlefield of everyday spiritual life. Because this episode just isn't another conversation. It's a call-up. A reminder that you were born for this moment, trained by every scar, strengthened by every struggle, and chosen by God to stand firm in an age that keeps trying to knock believers off balance. So take a breath. Plant your feet. Lift your head. Episode 140 begins now, and the crusade continues. Hello, my queen. How are you?
I'm good, my love. How are you?
I'm okay. I'm okay. It's dark outside.
It is. But the light is coming.
You know, I got that twitch in my back coming around again. I don't know. I guess I'll use my queen's phrase. When you get of a certain age.
A certain age. We got a lot of stuff happening.
You can hurt yourself while sleeping. Okay.
Yeah, or sneezing, coughing. Yeah.
Yeah, that's I'm fine. But you know how you get that little twitch, like
Yeah, you got a catch in your giddy up.
I'm definitely got a catch in my giddy up. It's
And my question to you was, did you turn the heater on in your car?
I did.
The back heater?
Yeah.
And you're like, yeah, that helped.
It did help.
We know all the tricks of the
when
trade.
when you have an hour drive to work every day, when I leave early in the morning, the heated seats do help.
Yes.
The hour drive sitting in one spot doesn't, but the heated seats definitely help.
Yeah. We know the tricks of the trade. We kind of questioned our life choices of leaving an area that was a little bit better for the bones.
Yes.
Coming back to the...
Well, there's, you know what, and I'm glad you brought that up, because that's a little bit related to what this episode is somewhat about. You know, we have choices in life, and one thing for me, I've learned is that there's trade-offs. There's always trade-offs.
Mm-hmm. You're right.
And so I will take
during the spring and summer, you're
we
fine.
are fine, right.
So those other trades are good. I know.
Indeed. There's this theory out there. Well, I'm not going to get into that. But this is a little bit different. We're going to talk about today, and I don't know. I have a feeling I've got too much on our plate, which is, look at me. It's silly to think that I would have more on my plate than I can handle, because I can load a plate. We may not get it all done in one episode. This may be a two-parter, because I don't want it to exceed an hour. And we have a lot of things to talk about. Okay. We're going to share some personal experiences. And I guess I really want to start by saying anybody can go out and spend $5,000 to get this type of equipment that we have to have a podcast. Mm-hmm. That certainly doesn't make us experts in anything. We are not.
No.
And we say that repeatedly.
Right.
We are sharing our experiences, maybe so somebody else can gain a little insight and understanding. I'm not saying what we've done was certainly the right way in a lot of instances. Would you agree? But they also make pretty good stories. Mm-hmm. And so the first thing up on the docket today...
Drum roll.
Yeah, well, I feel like I've been in a courtroom or something. First thing on the docket. Anyway, and that is another story that we won't be sharing on this episode. No. Is talking about financial struggles. and the temptation of despair, right? Because financial troubles can really impact so many other aspects of your life.
Mm-hmm.
And what do we tend to do in life always when we have a problem
Doom.
or an issue? We have an issue.
I was thinking, is that hee-haw, that doom, despair, agony on me?
Yes.
Oh.
Doomless expression, excessive misery. If it weren't for bad luck, I'd have no luck at all. Doom, despair, and agony on me.
Oh.
Yeah, yes, it was.
Sorry.
We're dating ourselves again.
Yeah.
In my mind, and that would be a whole other episode. In my mind, I'm far younger than I actually am. Okay. And I was really kind of just thinking about that. It's this time of year, right? We're winding down the year, so we have evaluations or reviews we have to do for our teams, and God bless HR. I love HR, but anyway, they determined that the best, and I have no idea how this fits in. I guess I'm just not very smart and I don't understand much, but I've been doing this a while, right?
Mm-hmm.
Nearly 40 years. We all have to provide a self-evaluation first.
Yuck.
I'm like, what does that do? Anyway,
I'm kind of liking it. Maybe we should do a, every once in a while I like to have a state of our marriage address.
Yes, yeah.
And you hate
yeah,
those?
Yeah,
Maybe we need to have a marriage review, partner review.
Yeah, I got the forms for it.
I love. Remember that one time I put you on a PIP? You didn't like that.
For those who are unaware of what a PIP is, it's a term that when you manage plants and you work with people, either whether they're in a union or non-union, but if they're not salaried, there's generally a discipline process, right?
Mm-hmm.
Normally in the 21st century, they are always progressive discipline. We'll say all the beautiful things like, discipline is not punishment. We're just simply trying to change behavior and so forth and so on.
Yep, I was trying to change some behaviors.
And, okay, but those discipline processes do not apply to salaried individuals. So, you have an operator that messes something up, either can't read a tape measure or whatever. And I don't know. I believe me, I've been there. But anyway, you can write him up, and then that goes in his file. And then something else happens, and then that write-up is just sitting there. Oh, well, you've already been written up for this. Now you've done this. Now we're going to suspend you for a day. You know what I'm saying? And then something else happens, and I say, well, you had that write-up. We suspended you for a day. Now we're going to suspend you for 3 days, and we're going to investigate if we need to terminate you or not. All right? So that's the process normally related to someone who's not a salaried individual. When you have salaried individuals, that all goes out the window. So we've developed over the years, we just do something called a note to file, okay? So, and you get it because there's no union representation. You're an at-will employee, which I've been all of my life. And when you have a person that you don't just want to fire, like you see some potential in them, you put them on what we refer to as a PIP, which is a personal improvement plan.
Well, I see
right?
a lot of potential in you.
And they're generally 30, 60, 90-day check-ins and plans with with steps that you need to achieve along the way.
I see a lot of potential in you. That's why I wanted to put you on a PIP.
Yeah. That was like last week, honey.
No, it was several years ago. don't know if I've seen a lot of growth, but I saw potential in you, and now just give up. Take what I can get.
But, economic instability, or should I say consumerism, and the temptation to compromise integrity for survival, right? When times are hard and interest rates are really high and inflation is really high and all this, I can't tell you the number of memes I've seen of, plumbers thinking about getting a stripper pole to see if they can make more money or, what have you. Or that would probably be compromising your integrity for survival, right?
Right.
And we are not wealthy.
No.
We're not poor, but we're not wealthy. We're not,
Right.
but we are just your average American schmucks.
Yeah.
In 2025. And we have been through financial troubles,
We've been in
financial struggles.
low places.
Yes.
I think we've shared some of that a
Yes,
little
I
bit
think we
when we
have,
talked
and
about
it
our little
does.
angels.
Yes. And it does impact every aspect of your life.
Uh-huh.
And the more you dwell on it, the more it impacts more areas of your life. So first thing is, from my perspective, is, and I've said this to a lot of people, is that when you have money coming in, now that may not be enough, but when you have money coming in, you have to continue to have money coming in. It's called, well, I refer to it as time and rank, okay? You got to spend so much time. And time, there's that old wives' tale, or however you like to say it, and Mom would repeat this to me often. We've heard that said, that time heals all wounds. Okay. Financial struggles are truly the same way. Would you agree?
Yeah.
We can look to Philippians 4:19 if we'd like to, and that's where it says, it is written, and my God will supply all your needs according to his riches in glory in Christ Jesus.
Right. Our needs.
Needs, that's the operative word there. You're right. Because I've lived through, and I don't know that I'm out of that, right? I've lived through, my wants are much greater than my needs. My needs are all met. Now it's my wants. So we really need to just understand that. And I've said it myself numerous times, and I think back, I think about your parents and thinking about the stupid stuff I've said in front of your parents, you know what I'm saying? And like, oh yeah, I need that. And it was something really silly.
Yeah.
I didn't need it. I wanted it. Right?
Yes.
And so here's tip number 1 of the day for episode 140. Sit down and really understand your needs from your wants.
Yes.
That's huge.
Yes.
That's huge.
And that is something we talk about. We're in a different stage in our life now, and you want to retire.
Yep.
But you also want to keep living our current lifestyle. And I don't think we can do both. So if you want to retire, we have to make some changes to our current. You're shaking your head now.
No.
And that's fine. If you don't, then you have to push retirement out. But
Right.
And so, I mean, so this isn't just for the young,
No, right,
those
exactly.
raising children. It's for everyone. You have to decide what, and I really think this couldn't fall at a more perfect time of year as we're getting ready
Oh, yes.
to enter the Christmas season. And if your children have every toy on the market now and you're saying, well, I don't know what to buy. And for parents.
And grandparents. And great-grandparents.
And it works going up too. If you are like, I don't know what to buy somebody because they have everything. Okay, then don't.
That's a sign, right?
Then don't.
I agree.
Having that conversation with people in my life, my mother, I get it when you get to be, again, of a certain age. It brings you joy to buy gifts.
It does.
But
it does.
if it's going to affect your livelihood, it's going to affect you for 2 to 3 months because you need to buy somebody something, then you need to really
That's a great point.
ascertain.
That is a great point. You could, I need to, but no, you don't need to buy them.
You want to buy them something.
That's a great point that I had not even considered. That is great.
And think about then again, not to coin the phrase, the reason for the season. Is it to put yourself in debt? Is it to put yourself in hardship? Is it to affect something in a different? Again, I'm not trying to be specific, but there's other reasons why.
Let's talk about that for a minute. Let's talk about that. So we've this is episode 140 of Crusade with Me.
We got that.
We have been doing this since late January 2025. The Lions, we're at a stage of our lives, we really do try to start analyzing things in relation to our spiritual life.
Mm-hmm.
And we were raised that we were in a Campbellite church, right? I've always said a Wesleyan. It wasn't Wesleyan. It was truly Campbell, part of the Anabaptist, because we believed that if you weren't baptized in that church, you had to get baptized again. Mm-hmm. And that's what Anabaptist means. And we didn't celebrate Christmas, right? As a church.
Right.
And
there was such an aversion to it during the Christmas because you didn't want to be
Catholic.
Yeah.
There was this, even in this church didn't even come into existence till the 19th century, okay? Late 19th century. Mm-hmm. And they had this huge aversion to appearing anything similar to the Catholic faith. So we don't talk about Christmas. We could go to Scripture and say December 25th is really not the date. It's wrong. We could, do a lot of things. But the truth of the matter is, and if you listen to the episode on living the liturgical life, you will see, because that was one of the things when we came to the Lutheran faith, that was one of the greatest blessings, was starting to live the liturgical life and celebrating the seasons. Mm-hmm. And, we've got, 2 Sundays left, and then we'll be in Advent. Mm-hmm. And that's the beginning of the church year. And what is Advent about? It's about the hope. It's about waiting for the Christ. Mm-hmm. And that's refreshing to me. Mm-hmm. And when we, the commercialized, because we need to talk about consumerism.
Right.
The commercialization of this sacred time is an abomination. Seriously, it is an abomination. Is it nice for kids? Yes. I reaped those Coca-Cola, Santa Claus, nice. Yes, it's all nice, built wonderful, beautiful memories. Mm-hmm. My parents, I was the youngest of 6. I did not know we were poor.
Yeah.
But they really did give us beautiful Christmases year after year after year.
Ditto.
But the truth of the matter is this. Are we going to focus on the season and as the whatever the reason for the season?
Mm-hmm.
Or are you going to trinket the season away?
Mm-hmm.
Because I don't care what the gift is. It can't compare to the gift we received with Christ's birth, with divinity becoming 100% man and still being 100% divine. So, as we often say on this podcast, it truly goes back to mindset.
And I remember when we first started going to Lutheran church, or again, we could break it down to a liturgical church. It was a struggle because, again, you feel like you're in the theme of the holidays and in the liturgical calendar season of Advent.
Yes.
And it took us a couple of years to make that a priority to put
Absolutely.
the church Advent calendar number one.
Yes. Yes.
So it's kind of like you're half in, you're half out of the religious side.
Correct.
And the worldly side, because there's everybody's calendars from this time of year to the beginning of the year.
Really busy.
It's really busy, and you're trying to balance work parties, family parties, and everything that's on the church calendar.
And trinkets.
And shopping. Yeah, you have so much shopping to do.
God bless Amazon. That's all I can say.
But
and more wisdom.
and
But
it's
anyway.
difficult. But when you decide what is the most important, and you make that, and then everything else falls in rank.
I agree. Isn't that everything in life, right?
Right.
If we get our priorities out of whack, some will say you're out of balance, whatever terminology you want to use. Things go awry. I would say I used to use the word balance a lot. I'm shying away from that phrase for obvious reasons after I did the deeper dive into Taoism. And my new phrase, and it's not necessarily my new phrase, but it's what came into my head, is when we really focus on living God's design.
Yeah.
Right?
Yep. I guess I was just acknowledging for anyone else who has that struggle. It seems easier during different seasons. Christmas or Easter seems easier because it's just a day. Christmas,
this is a season.
Yeah. And so I think I'm acknowledging that it is harder because there's more pressure on people.
And the pressure is from where? Where is the pressure from?
Well,
because I want to talk about consumerism.
Pressure, or you want to, right? Yeah, but family can put a lot of pressure on you, and
there's pressure from yes. There's pressure from everything. So, and we spent many years, a lot of holidays, putting a lot of miles on vehicles, right?
Yeah. I mean, we did it to ourselves, and that was
fine.
We did. We enjoyed it, but
I know
because we'd say it's only 2 days a year.
But it's pressure. It is pressure. And, I think we've apologized to our children. And we, as grandparents, have said, look.
We'll be the travelers.
We'll come to you.
I mean, we can't do that now, but.
No, but we have said, look, we don't have some expectation in our minds that you will be here Christmas Eve, that you will be here Christmas morning. Because that's really not fair for the kids.
Right.
So let's get up at Dark 100. You open gifts, and it's like, well, okay, let's leave them here, so we got to go.
And you'll see them tomorrow.
You'll see it. Yeah, that's nearly torture if you would ask kids. I think. Just things that we've struggled with and lived with, right?
But sometimes it's your own desires. It's your own desires.
Yeah,
that
we
are
want
your
to partake in everything, right?
You want to see grandkids, and you want to see your children, or you want to see
Absolutely.
your siblings,
Absolutely.
and your parents, or whomever. So
Right,
sometimes it's
right,
your
right.
own desires of what you want, or wanting to reconnect to your childhood memories.
Oh,
Yeah,
absolutely.
that's a hard one. But yeah, we kind of digressed a little bit, but that's okay.
Well, no, I don't think so. I don't
Yeah.
think so because I really want people to understand that in our society today, there is and I'm not saying this is evil. I'm not saying this is bad. There's an industry out there, and every industry has parts of this in it. That's why they're in industry. We're industrious. You got to make something. You got to
Yep.
make money, right?
They're trying to tap into all that
Yes.
emotional.
So yes, yeah.
Yeah.
So it's not. That's not evil in of itself. But when you understand, they are trying to separate you from your money.
Right.
Okay.
And a lot of times that pocketbook is attached to
Heartstrings
and memories and trying to
Absolutely.
recreate the
But yeah, but there's a it's called marketing, right? And
Yeah.
there's a little bit
Right.
of a science to that. I mean, I'm learning that. The company hired a marketing manager, which we've never had, and she's really a marketing manager. I mean, she does, and you've seen it, right? You've seen there's some pretty phenomenal stuff. And I'm a little bit shocked about the thought process and how you go through to get branding, a company brand and branding. And there's a lot that goes into a lot of that. But what's the purpose of all that? Just to separate you from your money, okay? and I don't want to get overly focused on money,
right.
right? Let's be candid about that because in 1 Timothy 6,
Right.
what does it say, my love?
It says, "For the love of money is the root of all sorts of evil, and some by longing for it have wandered away from the faith."
That's true. That's true. And yeah. So we've lived through real financial struggles
Yes.
in our last 40 years.
Yes.
I'm not saying that we're not there now. That'd be a lie. We do not financially struggle now.
Right.
But
Sorry.
it's not always been that way.
Right.
And, I can run plants that have budgets that are millions of dollars a month, but I can't run a budget at the house for some reason.
No. This was a decision we made years ago.
And it's a right
that's fine.
decision. It was a right decision.
Yeah. I'm not going to lie about that.
Mm-mm.
No.
No, that's what I said. It was a right decision. So,
I like to say that you're a spender, I'm a saver.
yes.
And I also say money doesn't mean anything to me as far as purchasing, buying, and things like that. Money doesn't mean anything to you as far
Correct.
as retrieving it. Like,
What do you mean?
some of our current, I wouldn't say fight, but serious conflicts are you do not like to file expense reports. And when, after 3 months, I finally get you to do it, I lay out all the information for you. And they sit, and they sit, and they sit. And then you don't use them to retrieve, reclaim our money, reclaim. And so then when you're so proud of yourself for finally filing an expense report, I know exactly how much you spent because we have a separate credit card bill just for your expense reports. I know how much has gone out in 3 months. And then you proudly tell me what the check is going to be. And my exact words were, that's not enough. And this goes on and on and on. And you're just like not interested. And I'm like, but that's our money. Anyways,
you're focused.
Don't want to invite everyone into
You're focused on the wrong thing.
So I said to you, Christmas is coming. That's money I would like to have to buy Christmas gifts. Our money.
Trinkets.
And to you, it's like, it's in the past. It's in the past.
Don't worry. What was his name? The baboon or whatever? Wasn't he a baboon?
I think so. The bear, they sing the bear.
No, it was Lion King. In the past. Don't worry about it.
Yeah. The grandfathery monkey.
It was a baboon, I think.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Sorry.
That was at the end of our children's time in Disney life.
In the Disney life, yeah. And our grandkids are really not interested.
No,
never were really interested in. Yeah,
they missed that, sadly.
Well, our kids have missed out having that play on the repeat over and over and over.
Well,
they got stuck with Coco Melon.
Well, yeah. Here, let's talk about that for a minute. Everything's cyclical. It doesn't.
Yeah.
In history, that's why I love history. History repeats itself. Our technology continues to change. So our children watched Walt Disney movies.
Yeah.
Those not cartoons. What do you call them?
Yeah. Animated.
Animated movies.
Yeah.
On VHS tapes.
Right.
And
I love when Disney would throw some out there and give you some adult humor. But first one I'm thinking of was Aladdin.
Yes.
But they were like,
Robin Williams.
Yeah.
Yes.
There was some adult humor in there.
Absolutely.
That was definitely for
the kids
those of us. They got it. They got it that we're watching these on repeat.
The kids didn't understand at all. It wasn't even a thing for them, but yes. The point is here is we would put in a tape to do our taxes. Our kids didn't watch those tapes. Believe me, they didn't watch the tapes near enough. But anyway, it was now kids have instantaneous access to content that is far beyond. It wasn't do you want to watch this Walt Disney tape or you want to watch this one? It is on an iPad or a whatever device. I guess a lot of the video games now, they can use the internet just like it is an iPad, but it's actually a video. I don't get all that, but and that's not bad stuff. All right, that's not bad stuff. When it's controlled, when it doesn't become a fixation, when it doesn't become something that rules the child's life.
Right.
That's when it starts to become a problem.
Right. Yeah.
I mean, our children didn't convulse when they weren't watching Walt Disney movies.
Right.
And Andrew, it wasn't even Walt Disney. It was a Flintstones Christmas. Right?
Yes.
And it wasn't even a cartoon. The thing I think he wore the VHS tape out on was
Singing in the Rain.
Singing in the Rain with Gene Kelly. Yes.
He could recreate that with a plunger as his microphone.
Yes.
And a little keyboard and a hat.
And he would try to flip our couch over like they flipped it with the dancing part.
Well, he would run up it and slide down it. Yes, he was obsessed with Singing in the Rain.
So
I don't even know how that started, but yeah.
I don't know either.
And we won't
why we had it.
We won't even talk about Full Metal Jacket. That was
that was me. Anyway. I thought you were going to faint. But anyway. look, can you throw out some tips here? We got to move along. Can you throw out some tips here to help some people that might be financially struggling?
Well, we were never, you have never in our whole marriage. Well, okay, when we were first married, we got paid once a week. But when you got a decent family providing paycheck, you were
Right.
in the mills, and you got paid once a month.
Correct.
At first, I balked. I'm like, how's this going to work? But I want to say that was probably one of the greatest blessings because
It was our Joseph training ground,
Yeah,
right?
right.
For lack of a better term.
Yep. So I was raised that you pay all your bills and then you live off of whatever's left over.
Right.
Others maybe were not raised that way, where you go, you do, and then whatever's left over is how you pay your bills. And then you fall into that trap of the saying,
Right.
you rob Peter to pay Paul, you're borrowing out of this, and you're doing this, and then the next month you pay the one that you were behind on. And it's just a vicious cycle.
In a downward spiral.
Right.
All right. It's not just a vicious cycle, but that cycle is a downward spiral.
Yes.
That will crash and burn eventually.
Absolutely. Now, that's not to say we did not make. Okay, we made.
We
made
not just
some
you,
very
we.
horrible mistakes. The third to halfway through our marriage, when we had things that were in our control and things that were 100% out of our control due to my health issues and
Right.
some intracranial brain surgeries and
Right.
yada, yada, yada. And so, but I think that we were able to stay afloat as long as we did is because of the systems that I had put into place. So you just have to, you have to live within your means, period. I mean, there's
Yeah,
no
and you can't
magic
get that-
trick for
Correct.
this. You just have to do that.
And that's where I talk about time and rank.
Yeah.
All right. You got to spend time and you just got to
Right.
keep the money coming in and eventually pay it down to get to where you can
Right.
survive.
So when you get paid once a month, that's a really easy way to figure it out.
Absolutely.
If you have $400 left over at the end of the month when you pay all your bills, then I guess that's what you're taking to the grocery store, and that's how much gas you have to put in the car,
Right.
and that's the end. And there was months where,
That was it.
yeah, I'm squeezing the sphincter muscles to make it last. But that's what we did, and that's what you have to do. And there wasn't anything
And you
left
found
over.
this beautiful store called Aldi, right?
Aldi, yes. And Aldi then is
Wasn't like it
not
is
the
now.
Aldi
No, no,
of
no,
today.
no, right.
In fact, when I was pregnant with our second child, I had to. I was not able to go to Aldi for probably
Right.
about 2 months because it nauseated me.
It was a little
The
nasty.
smell.
It was a little
Yeah,
nasty.
yeah. Again, it was not the Aldi of today.
Right.
Still love Aldi. But yes, Aldi was. I mean, I could get 2 weeks worth of groceries for like $50 at the time.
And we didn't know this at the time, but when we first got married and had no money, and I think we've shared this, that our rent for our one-bedroom apartment was $250 a month.
Yeah, but that was a week's paycheck for me.
And I didn't know how we were going to do that. I'm like, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But we were making the same amount of money,
Yes, we
except
were.
you didn't have insurance. I did, but we had rent and we had 2 car payments, and eventually we couldn't even carry my car. So
$86 a month, we couldn't get it done. Oh, 100.
174, I think.
Okay.
But my dad co-signed it, so my dad
Took it back.
took it back, and but I still got a ride to work in the car that I was no longer paying for. But we had 3 of us going different ways, but anyways,
Yeah.
so that would be, you just have to come up with a budget, and you have to stick within your budget. And if things don't jive, you have to figure out whether you have to get rid of something that you can't afford anymore. I mean, it used to be. I've said this before, I believe, but it used to be if mortgage interest rates were low, houses were selling for more.
Right.
Or in reverse, if the interest rates were high, the housing market kind of came down in pricing. We are in unprecedented times that they're
Correct,
both high
correct,
at the
correct,
same time.
correct.
I mean, our first house, we were paying 10% interest on that.
Correct.
But our house was $40,000, 45. Yep. Anyways, it's
think it was
just
40,
yeah. So I mean, we have
And it was
seen
only 7
interest
years
rates.
old. It was,
Yeah. We have seen interest rates be high before, and then within 2 years, the rates fell, but the house
We
went
sold
up.
that
It
house
escalated.
and we more than doubled our money, and we looked like we were going to be like real estate gurus.
Right. Yeah. It was a lot.
And I want to be real clear. Over the course of time, we've had, how many homes have we owned? Portage, Wheatfield, well, yeah.
I know, 7 or 8.
No, 5 or 6.
I know.
5.
We'll get back.
All right,
to
yeah,
it.
anyway,
It's not
But
important.
here's the thing about owning a home.
We've never taken a loss.
It's helped us financially every time we've sold and moved.
Yes. Yeah.
By the grace of God. All right, that wasn't.
Kind of like in your jobs. You've never gone backwards. You've always.
One job I went lateral from the mill to.
Well, I'm talking about since we've had children. Well, yeah, that was just to save your job.
I went a lateral move.
I know. I was saying that was just to save a job, because things were.
Oh, yeah, with that company. Yeah.
With that company. Yeah. So, that's you got to get your spending under control. You need to have a budget. And, again, you moving, we really don't have a retirement because you've left jobs and
Correct.
we've needed money. So, we've kind of taken your retirement here or there, or it was just,
It was never big enough to really amount to.
Right. Yeah.
So,
we're
but
trying
yeah.
to make up lost time there, but.
And the next thing I want to talk about briefly is vehicles are vehicles to get you from point A to point B. And I don't have many vices, but for many years in our married life, my vice was vehicles.
Yep. Yes.
Which was a huge part in ruining us financially.
Yep.
So get that out of your system early. Do not tie yourself to vehicles that can financially ruin you.
Yes.
And we've done that. And then when you start down that path, and I've done it all, and then you've got to come to a point in your life when you can be honest with yourself and not lie to yourself and convince to trade again, right?
Right.
And I came up with some whoppers from for the rationale to. So I've heard it all because I've heard it all in my own voice in my head. I've heard it all.
Yeah.
You've got to not start that cycle because it will ruin you.
Yeah.
It will. I mean, unless you're Elon Musk, you can go buy whatever vehicle you want. I don't care. But there's not a lot of Elon Musk out there.
Yeah.
And for the rest of us,
Yeah. And a vehicle it
just
depreciates
it's
so much.
It's certainly not an investment.
It is not.
Well, then I tried the whole gun thing, and I'm like, oh, guns are always an investment. Guns have never been an investment for me.
No, because
they never gain value.
And you trade them, and I remember after a couple of years, I'm like, well, how about you just
Keep them.
It's better for you,
Right.
if you just add to your collection instead of buying and trading, buying and trading.
Right.
Just if you want a new gun, get a new gun.
Okay.
Because it's better off.
This afternoon. I heard it. It's on record.
Again, your current challenge is you have to decide, do you want to retire?
Right.
If you do, you have to make different decisions. And I'm okay.
I want to retire like 24 hours before I kick the bucket.
anyways, that's
But yeah, and we've gone way longer than I thought we would, just talking about finance. And I don't know that we've given a lot of good, hopeful information here, but I just wanted to get it out there about cars are the root of all evil. Not the root of cars can put you in a downward spiral financially.
Yes.
So please don't get wrapped around that axle. Remember that every company out there has a marketing department, and their life is to separate you from your money.
I was going to add, and I don't know how to give a real practical tip for this, except that it just takes time. But, as things in life come at us unexpectedly, I had tried, well, I did. I was paying bills a month ahead. It happened over time. So, this is November. I would have December already paid for. And so by the time December checks roll in, I'm now paying January. So that comes in super handy when your husband loses his job.
Yeah, I think we need to talk about that.
And
if we haven't already, on a previous episode.
Yeah. So that, again, leave room for God in all things.
Amen.
And in all places, because that was definitely a foreshadowing of something that obviously God put on my heart to do. I didn't know why I was doing it. But again, I like comfort. I like having room and space for the unknown. And so when you lost your job, I was like, what are we going to do? What are we going to do? And I tend to, you're calm. I'm a set my hair on fire worrier. If I had to name my top sin, it would be I'm a worrier.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know where I got that from. But so the other thing I would point out is that it was kind of like an oil in the lamp. I only had enough oil for 12 hours, but God provided for us for 3 months. And I don't know how. We were able to pay bills for 3 months, or 2 if you want to look at it, because 1 month was already a month ahead, because you were jobless for 3 months. Not that you heard me say, okay, well, I've got the bills paid a month ahead. So you decided to take a 30-day siesta from even looking for a job. And I'm standing there with my hair on fire
I think it quickly grew into a 60-day, didn't it?
But you are you. And when you started looking, you found something. So anyways, that would be another tip, is as you can, slowly. It's not like I had enough money to just be like, okay, let me just pay 2 months at a time. It was a slow process, starting with one thing at a time, getting ahead of the game. Obviously, there's things like electricity and stuff like that you can't do, but the big bills,
right,
started paying ahead.
And I don't want to diminish the fact, and I'm not, please do not construe what I'm about to say. If you hear somebody talking about you've got to be faithful to God and God will bless you financially.
Oh, yeah, we don't believe in prosperity gospel.
That's BS, yes. However, God will provide what you need.
Yes.
Not what you want, but what you need.
Yeah.
And you got to know that. And we lived it.
Oh,
Did we not? We absolutely lived it. And not just in that 1 3-month period. We've had that happen to us several times in our lives.
Because during that time, our air conditioning went out, which was a geothermal thing. And it was pricey. Mm-hmm. So what did we do? We went out and bought a window unit on our 1,700 square foot home. We hung curtains and just put a window unit, one in our bedroom, one in the living room, and hung curtains. So it only had to cool that one area of the house, because we weren't going to spend $1,700, because that was going to be like our food money.
No.
Well,
Wait. How did we get that money?
Hang on. I was getting there.
Okay.
Eventually, when you were about to get a job. I mean, there was a process, interview and
Right.
stuff like
It's
that.
always
And
is.
then we knew we were going to have to move to Arkansas. Well, we didn't know where we're going to. We knew we were going to have to relocate.
Right.
And so we have to put the house on the market. Well, we can't sell a house without the geothermal being sold. So you were involved in cowboy action shooting. So you went and sold all of your pistols and shotgun and stuff like that. And that's how we got the money
Right.
to fix the geothermal unit. But again, so when I say God provides, we have the resources, we just didn't have the cash, but God gave us the use of
Right. He
our
did.
minds to say, hey, we have this, we can sell this, we have this, we can sell this, and this is how we're going to fix this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. No,
It's not just God's going to throw cash down in your
Yeah.
laps and be
No.
like, here you go, make it rain.
correct. No,
But
doesn't happen.
you
Doesn't
might
happen.
have to give up some uncomfortable things.
Yes, we did. I did.
Yeah.
But did I just hear you say the gun collection actually paid off for us?
Well, no, you didn't get back what you paid for it, but that
It
was
got
a
us out of a
very
spot. It got us out of a
that was
spot.
a very selfish thing for you to do, but it needed to be done.
Did you say unselfish or selfish?
Unselfish thing
Oh,
for you
okay.
to do to sell.
Yeah. Yeah. Anyway, look, that's where we'll leave it today, Crusaders, right? Because I know I don't want to go over an hour. So we're going to have to break this down into a couple of different episodes. We've got a lot to talk about yet about raising kids, about how to still be obedient in this 21st century. And I mean, we're going to talk about the Jesus prayer at some point in here. But if you're walking through financial struggle right now, pressure, debt, uncertainty, fear, hear this clearly. You're not failing, you're forging. Because look at this. Every season of lack in Scripture became a season of revelation. Every drought paved the way for God's provision. And look at the stories. Every widow, every prophet, every famished crowd on a hillside was met by God who multiplies with little. So your struggles doesn't define you. Your faith in the struggle does. So as we step out into the week this week, keep your heart steady, keep your hands diligent, keep your prayer life fierce, and remember, you're not fighting this battle alone. God is in the ledger, in the margin, in the midnight hour, and in every impossible number that tries to intimidate you. So may He give you strength, wisdom, and supernatural peace as you navigate every financial storm. So until next time, stay bold, stay faithful, and as always, crusade with me.